What would you say at the moment are the burning issues for literacy mentors in where we are now?
In our establishment,
No,
or where we are in
yeah,
education,
where policy, where we're going in FE.
I think it's going to be that it's very, 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 very pass rate centred, figure centred. Everyone must have a percentage, or that course will be taken away, and it puts them towards, instead of being learner centred,
Yeah.
and facilitating learning, that they go pass mad, and that we must make sure these students pass.
Yeah.
And of course, with the cuts in education, they've got it in the background that they might not even get a job,
Yeah.
because there's been big cuts in adult education, and it's all about remaining positive in an atmosphere and being true to yourself. So even though you're very figures led and very pass rate led, you've got to be true to yourself, in that I personally believe it's about the student, it's about the learner, and it's about their best possible learning experience they can get.
Yes.
And that's what you should always bear in mind, and it's very difficult.
How does that issue of provision being funding driven and assessment fixated, how does that how do you deal with that as a mentor? Do you see what I mean?
I have to tell them about the balance,
Okay.
that obviously your students have got to pass that course,
Yes.
but it's all about, like, if we're going to practice for an exam, we can still consider the student and make the activities very learner centred.
Okay.
Address all the different learning styles. It doesn't mean you've got to stop being an experienced professional tutor just because you're driven by that, because we all are.
Yeah.
But I still think if you want to go on grades, you can be a grade 1 tutor and still have all your learners pass.
Yeah.
It's about balance. They've got to learn to balance it. They can't just forget all the paperwork and forget that the students want to pass.
No.
But they've got to put the learner first.
Right. Okay.
Individualism of the learner.
And how's your? I don't know. I mean, different institutions approach this issue differently, but in some colleges, some of the other people in the project, involved in the project, have talked about functional skills and how that might be impacting on literacy. Is that something you're...
It is in functioning. It is a lot, because it's to do with the learning style, to do with the way that you teach, because it's all about investigation.
Yeah.
Functional skills about how that process works, not about being teacher-led.
Right.
So if you're already a student-centred facilitating teacher, that's fine. But people who teacher-lead are going to find functional skills very, very difficult, because it's all to do with investigating.
Okay.
So from what I've seen, just doing observations within the college, it's going to be a process where people have got a lot of modifications to make.
Will the literacy department here and literacy staff be involved in delivery or getting engaged with the vocational areas?
At the moment, since September, we've had a pilot where a lot of our literacy and numeracy tutors have gone in with a vocational tutor.
Yeah.
And they're trying to show them the way to teach functional skills. But we're finding it's not just about teaching approach, it's about the experience in literacy.
Right.
And we feel that some of the vocational tutors are not going to have the literacy or numeracy background to actually teach functional skills at level 2, because it's different to the level 2 key skills. It's up a level in a way, and we feel that we're going to have to end up teaching the functional skills rather than the vocational tutors, but it's all in the process at the moment.
But at the same time, we're all kind of aware of how the funding seems to have switched away from what we might call adult provision, don't we?
It is, yeah.
In a major way.
It is, definitely. And I think what it is as well, they're on about the adult literacy and numeracy tests being replaced by functional skills.
Yeah.
So they'll have to put the funding back to it in a way, otherwise we're going to have all these adults, this is my political views now,
yes,
out on with no jobs and no funding to retrain them or to get the literacy and numeracy skills up. So it's a really challenging time for everyone in adult education. And it's just a matter of like waiting to see what the government do in a way, because we're all in limbo, knowing what's going to happen. And I just think you have to carry on being positive, doing the best for your learner and the best for the student that you're mentoring.